All right, so we're diving deep into a Champions League matchup this time. Atletico Madrid versus Bayer Leverkusen. And, there's some head-scratching going on in the analyst world. We're going to unpack why. We've got Tips Moto's pre-match analysis to help us out. So get ready for some surprising stats and predictions.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing here is Atletico Madrid, a team that, really thrives on consistency. They're coming off a shock defeat to Ledans.
Really?
Yeah, they had a 15-game winning streak, just snapped like that.
Wow.
Huge upset. But, on the other side, we've got Bayer Leverkusen. They're riding a 12-match winning streak, and that's across all competitions.
Okay, so that's a hot team.
Yeah, they're a team on fire right now.
So one team reeling from a surprise loss, another team just brimming with confidence. Sounds like a recipe for an unpredictable match.
Yeah, exactly. And, even with that loss, Atletico Madrid is still a top contender in La Liga, and they've got a strong Champions League history, especially at home, especially against German teams.
I was going to say home advantage has got to be a factor here.
Yeah.
But Leverkusen's form is hard to ignore. You said 12-match winning streak.
Across all competitions.
They're not just winning, they're dominating. And they've got players like Florian Wirtz, 14 goals, 9 assists this season, Patrick Schick. These are some big names leading the charge.
Yeah, Wirtz especially. I mean, he's been a revelation this season. He's like the creative spark that just ignites their attack. His vision, his passing range, his ability to score from anywhere on the pitch. He's a constant threat.
So he's a guy that Atletico is going to have to keep a close eye on. Now, we do have injuries to consider on both sides.
Always.
That's another layer to this whole thing.
Yeah, injuries always add a layer of uncertainty. So for Atletico, they'll be without Jose Gimenez. He's a key defender. Muscle injury. And Alexander Sorloth is doubtful. For Leverkusen, they're missing several key players as well. Martin Terrier, General Boloshin, Victor Boniface, and Amin Adlai.
Okay, so both managers are going to have to make some adjustments.
Absolutely, to the lineups and possibly even their tactics.
Yeah, you start getting into that. And it makes it even harder to predict the outcome of this match.
For sure.
Speaking of predictions, Tips Moto. Sophisticated algorithms.
Right.
Expert analysis. They are predicting a 1-1 draw.
A draw, huh?
Yeah.
That might seem surprising, given Leverkusen's recent form. But you have to remember, Atletico's known for its defensive solidity, especially at home.
Right.
I mean, they're masters at absorbing pressure, grinding out results.
So they're taking Atletico's home advantage into account. And their ability to just frustrate opponents.
Exactly. And I think there's also the psychological impact of Atletico's recent loss. They're going to be looking to bounce back. Well, the point, they're going to be coming up with something to prove. Adds another layer of intrigue to this whole thing. But, for our listeners who might be wondering, how does Tips Moto consistently deliver these kinds of predictions, these accurate predictions? Well, it's a combination of things. I mean, you've got cutting-edge technology, in-depth football knowledge. Tips Moto uses a supercomputer. It crunches massive amounts of data. Team form, head-to-head records, player stats, even things like weather conditions. But it's not just about data. We have a team of expert analysts. They fine-tune the predictions. They factor in those tactical nuances, psychological factors, the kinds of things that a supercomputer might miss.
So you're combining artificial intelligence with human expertise.
Exactly, and that's how we get those reliable predictions.
Okay, so for those of you looking to gain a winning edge with your own football predictions, stick with us. We're going to break down this Champions League clash even more.
Now, before we, went to that break, we were talking about, Tips Moto and those predictions.
Yeah, those accurate predictions.
Yeah.
And how they benefit the listener.
Right. I mean, just imagine having access to these predictions backed by a supercomputer. A whole team of experts. That's what Tips Moto offers.
Yeah.
It's like having your own, personal team of analysts working around the clock just to give you that edge, when you're placing your bets.
Okay, so how does someone who's new to Tips Moto start using these predictions?
Well, it's easy. You just follow Tips Moto on your favorite social media platform. We're always sharing, our latest predictions, insights, all that. Keep you ahead of the game. Easy.
Sounds like a must for any serious football fan.
Definitely is. But, going back to the Champions League, we were talking about Atletico Madrid.
Right.
A team that's famous for that, defensive resilience. They're probably going to try to absorb all that pressure from Leverkusen's attack. Just hit them on the counter.
Classic Simeone.
Yeah. But can their defense hold up against that Leverkusen firepower, especially with those key players missing?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Atletico's defense, it's a well-oiled machine. But Leverkusen's attack is no joke.
No.
Especially with Wirtz.
Especially Wirtz. I mean, we've seen him just weave through defenses, create opportunities out of nothing, just finds the back of the net, time and time again.
It's going to be interesting to see if Atletico can contain him.
That's what makes this match so compelling. Clash of styles, battle of wits between two brilliant managers. And, you throw in that extra spice of Atletico, needing to redeem themselves after that Leganes loss.
Yeah, they want to prove something. And all of this is happening, with that Champions League backdrop. Every point matters.